Hi everyone, we're doing 2,906 divided by 3. Since 3 is the number we're dividing into, I like to put my multiples out ahead of time because we're going to be seeing how many times can 3 fit into this, how many times can 3 fit into that, and really that means you're skip counting your 3's and just seeing how many times you can skip count a number to fit into another number. And that's because multiplication and division work together. So I've got my multiples of 3 down there, and I'm following the standard algorithm: divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. We're using these usually one digit at a time, starting at the left and just working our way down. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start. Now, usually we would start with our 2 here, and we would just do 2 divided by 3, or how many threes fit into 2. But we can't do that because if I had 2 candy bars and I'm trying to give them to 3 friends, I don't have enough candy bars to divide it equally and keep those bars whole. So basically, the number isn't big enough. So instead of just doing 2 divided by 3, in this case, we're going to do 29 divided by 3. And that is definitely big enough. So 29 divided by 3, you're not going to hit it exactly, but how close can you get? In other words, if I skip count my 3's, how close can I get to 29 before I go over? In this case, you can get up to 27. How many times was that? So I would count how many times was I able to skip count my 3. In this case, it's 9 times. That's how many times you can fit 3 into 29. Another way you could do this is you could do 29 tally marks and make groups of 3. You would be able to make 9 of them. And you didn't hit 29 exactly. So that's what these next steps are for, is to see kind of what's left over. So we did divide. 29 divided by 3 is 9. Next step is to multiply. So we're going to multiply that 9 right back to see how close we got. So 9 times 3 is 27. And that shows us, we got to 27, but we didn't get all the way to 29. There was some leftover. To figure out the leftover, you're going to subtract. 29 minus 27 is 2. And now we're ready to divide again, except we're not really, because you can't do 2 divided by 3. That's why this step exists. You bring down another number because you have a little bit left over, but it's not enough. So we bring down our 0, and now we actually have a number that's big enough to divide into. We're going to do 20 divided by 3. So taking a look up here, again, we're seeing how many 3's can fit into 20 without going over. So see right there, I went over, so I go back. That's how many 3's can fit in. So that is 6 3's. So 20 divided by 3 is 6, but it didn't hit exact, so that's why we multiply it back. 6 times 3 is 18, so we're going to have some left over. Now we subtract. 20 minus 18 is 2. We would divide again, except we're not really ready. We always have to bring down another digit if there is one to bring down. So bring down your 6, and now we can divide. 26 divided by 3. So now we come back up, see how far you can get. That's the furthest you can go. So 3 can go into 26 8 times, and then we multiply it out to see how close we got. 8 times 3 is 24. And then we subtract to see what's left over. We have 2 left over. This is the point where if you had something else to bring down, you could keep going. If you had a number that was bigger than 3, you could divide it in, although you shouldn't have a number that's bigger than 3. If you did, then something went wrong earlier. So when we're left with a small number like this and nothing left to bring down, that is our remainder. So I'll make sure that your slide has the box in there. I'm sorry that mine doesn't have it in there, but we'll write remainder 2 right up there. So 2,906 divided by 3 is 968 remainder 2. That means if I had 2,906 donuts and I put them in 3 boxes, I would get 968 into each box, but then I would have 2 left over that I couldn't put equally into the boxes.